Peace be upon you. In the name of God, the Merciful, I'm quite honored and happy to be with you here today in this colloquium. I would like to thank all the efforts and the institutions that had participated in the preparation of this colloquium, especially the host country. In this presentation, I will demonstrate all the important or key outputs that had been reached during the last meeting of the CCCF17 on contaminants in food.
The last session or the meeting of the CCF 17 was held between the 15th to 19th of April 2024 in Panama. Dr. Sally Offer chaired the session, which witnessed the participation more than 54 member countries, including 6 countries from the Arab region, which are Egypt, Morocco, Algeria, Qatar, Oman, and Saudi Arabia. The last session of the CCF session number 17 included a number of important topics. More than 20 agenda items were included in the agenda, and in this presentation, I have mentioned the priority agenda items such as defining new maximum levels of lead residues in a variety of spices and dried culinary herbs. In addition, new MLs agreed for cadmium and lead in quinoa, and MLS for ready-to-consume peanuts. We also discussed a number of discussion papers related to decreasing the contamination of some of the products by some contaminants such as aflatoxin contaminants and lead in quinoa, in addition to cadmium contamination in foods, pyrrolizidine alkaloid contamination in food and feed, in addition to tropine alkaloids. We have also revised the draft related to the decrease the sequiterra poisoning. And in frame of supporting the positions of Arab country and to support the effective participation of the countries in such committee meetings, we have created an initiative and covered a number of activities such as understanding the different suggestions discussed within this session, in addition to preparing analysis papers for the priority agenda, which are relevant and important for the Arab region. We also exchanged opinions between Arab countries and participated in some regional sessions such as CC Africa and CCLAC and USDA. Also, we followed the best practices followed by countries in supporting their positions in these meetings. I will now present to you the highlights of discussions during the Arab Initiative, including Agenda Item 5 related to maximum levels for lead in certain foods such as spices and culinary herbs. These are the preliminary proposals provided or submitted by the work groups chaired by Brazil. There was also a virtual working group to discuss and reach a consensus, and then submitted these proposals to the committee. The decisions of CCF17 presented a number of recommendations, such as uh, eight eight maximum levels at step 5/8 and two LMS at step 5, as you can see on the screen. In addition to that, it made other decisions, including the discontinuation of work on the MLs of spices, dried flowers, and culinary herbs. And it decided to re-establish the electronic working group chaired by Brazil to continue to work in the same frame. It also requested JECFA to issue requested a clearer definition of ready-to-eat products. As per the position of Arab countries, an Arab country presented their position through a CRD. The number of countries, this country was Egypt, among other 19 countries, which also submitted CRDs. Other highlights of the discussion was the sampling of related to fish. This was presented by the EWG, chaired by New Zealand and Canada. They presented or submitted a CRD as a report of their work and a conclusion of their work as a virtual group. And the committee decided to adopt this document, which includes a suggestion of a work or the sampling plan, and to endorse it in step 5/8 and to send it to CCMAS 43 for endorsement. The following highlight of discussion was related to the definition of ready-to-eat peanuts in frames of the future work to the establishment of maximum levels of aflatoxinants for this product. So the definition was prepared by a virtual or electronic work group chaired by India, and they presented the definition as seen on the screen. The CCF17 decided to adopt this definition and decided also to establish an electronic working group chaired by India and co-chaired by the USA to develop the MLs of aflatoxins and to present them to the CCF18 to be reviewed. It had also requested JECFA to collect data related to the topic and asked GEMS Food to study all the data related to this product. As per the positions of Arab countries, Egypt commented on the issue and presented their position within a CRD. The following item is a code of practice or guidelines for the prevention of reduction of ciguatera poisoning. This was among the priority items on the CCF agenda, given the fact that this issue has become more prevalent and more common in different regions due to different factors such as climate change. The proposal was submitted by an electronic working group consisting of several countries such as Panama, Canada, Spain, France, and chaired by the United States. It was also forwarded to step 5/5 and it requested to disseminate the information related to this issue, especially in terms of detection. As per the comments, Egypt also provided comments via a CRD among 16 other countries. The following highlight of discussions was a discussion paper on lead and cadmium in quinoa. CCF17 decided to make a decision on the MLs of this product. And if you remember, there have been suggestions to whether define MLs for this product exclusively or to take the same MLs as other grains. But after deliberations, the committee decided to establish an MLS of 0.15 milligram per kilogram for cadmium and 0.2 milligram per kilogram for lead. And this was proposed for the CAC 47 for adoption. Egypt was also among the 12 countries which submitted their comments in a CRD. Agenda item number 14 is related to the discussion paper on the development of a code of practice for the prevention and reduction of aflatoxin contamination in peanuts. This work was proposed by an EWG chaired by Brazil, and the committee decided to start a new work on the revision of code of practice for the prevention and reduction of aflatoxin contamination in peanuts. And it had forwarded the project document to CAC 47 for approval. It also decided to establish an EWG chaired by Brazil and co-chaired by India to prepare and propose a revision related to this matter. Among the position of Arab countries, Egypt provided or submitted their comment in a CRD among other 13 countries. The following item is agenda item 15 related to a discussion paper on the review of the code of practice for the reduction of aflatoxin B1 in raw materials and supplemental feeding stuff for milk producing animals. This work was presented from an EWG chaired by Canada. And the CCF17 decided to re-establish the EWG chaired by Canada and co-chaired by Saudi Arabia to revise the discussion paper and to submit a proposal for a guideline manual in this regard. Egypt also submitted their comments in a CRD among other 16 countries. As per the discussion paper on the development of a code of practice for the prevention and reduction of cadmium contamination in foods, the United States of America was the country that presented this work, and the CCF17 agreed to start new work on a code of practice and to prepare this code of practice for the prevention and reduction of aflatoxins in foods, and to forward the project in CAC 45 for approval. It has also agreed to establish an EWG chaired by the United States of America to develop a code of practice for the prevention of reduction of aflatoxin B1 and to be discussed in CCF 18. Regarding the future work, the different topics related to the work of JECFA were decided, and the committee decided to send a recommendation to JECFA so that they collect all the data related to the fish contamination, especially related to methylmicrylene, trichothecenes, and others, and alkaloids. They also agreed on the proposed standard. They also agreed to to endorse or agree on the emerging issues so that they are focused more on in light of the CCCF and to discuss all of these emerging issues within the upcoming committee meetings. I have now covered the different agenda items. All of this is documented in a table, and you can find it on the electronic platform of GeForce so that you can stay up to date with all the topics related to the CCCF. Thank you.